Hi there. It's August 14th and time for Proverbs 14. Let's jump over there to it. This is Solomon talking about wisdom as a female when we know Jesus is wisdom. Wisdom builds her house, but folly or foolishness with her own hands tears it down. He who walks in uprightness fears the Lord, but he who is devious in his ways despises him. Right. It could go the other way, right? He who fears the Lord walks in his uprightness. But he who is devious in his ways despises him. Have you ever met somebody that despises God? I have. And they're not fun people to be around. Okay. Read, the talk of a fool is a rod for his back, but the lips of the wise will preserve them, usually by keeping your mouth shut. Right? You talk too much and you're a fool, you're going to get beat. For where there is no oxen, there is no grain, but abundant crops come by the strength of an ox. Most other versions say where there is no oxen, the manger or the barn is clean, okay? And if you were talking about this today, it could be like a auto shop, okay? If you own an auto shop, clean, sparkling, brightly, all your tools are put away and the floors are shiny. You're not getting any work, okay? You're not going to make any money. Okay? Dirty shop. A faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. That's all they do. All they do. 6. A scoffer seeks wisdom in vain, but knowledge is easy for a man of understanding. A scoffer seeks wisdom in vain. Now, what does that say in my Bible over here? Fancy Bible. All the other versions have a scoffer seek wisdom, but cannot find it. Right? Cannot find it. Knowledge is easy for a man of understanding. Right. Here's good advice. Leave the presence of a fool, for there you do not meet words of knowledge. Right? 8. The wisdom of a prudent man is to discern his way, but the folly of fools is deceiving. Foolishness of fools is deceiving. Right? 9. God scorns the wicked, but the upright enjoy his favor. Obscure. Right. 10. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. Right. That's kind of a sad but true saying, okay? Nobody can know exactly how you feel, okay? They can go through the same thing, suffer the same losses, but they won't know exactly how you feel because everybody is different, okay? Everybody is individual. So nobody can really know how you're feeling or can share your joy. They won't know exactly how you feel. It's just a statement. 11. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. Okay? We're all waiting for that, aren't we? There is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. Right? That's kind of an ominous thing, isn't it? They all say that too. I'll say that same thing. There's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Hmm? We should be praying about everything, right? 13. Even in laughter, the heart is sad, and the end of joy is grief. It makes sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. Even in laughter, the heart is sad. Laughter can conceal a heavy heart, but when the laughter ends, the grief remains. I like that. Laughter can conceal a heavy heart, but when the laughter ends, the grief remains. That's true. That's true. 14. A perverse man will be filled with the fruit of his ways, and a good man with the fruit of his deeds. Yeah. Your fruit comes from the heart, and that tells you what kind of person they are, right? Fruit of his ways is not a good thing, okay? Just so you know. 15. The simple believes everything, but the prudent looks where he's going. The simple, naive, foolish believes everything. Yeah, that's like, I'm going to highlight that just because, I read it on the internet. It's got to be true, right? Mm-hmm. And people believe everything. 16. A wise man is cautious and turns away from evil, but a fool throws off restraint and is careless. Right? Well, this is a good beginning of it's good. A wise man is cautious and turns away from evil. Okay? Don't go there. Don't go there. 17. A man of quick temper acts foolishly, but a man of discretion is patient. Mm-hmm. Well, we can all have quick temper sometimes, and act foolishly. But a man of discretion is patience. We all want to be patient, right? Not always easy. See what I like that? Why not? The simple acquire folly or foolishness, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Hmm? Simple or foolish, and the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Okay. 19. The evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. I think we're all waiting for this, aren't we? Is that happening now? I don't see it. Okay. What's that say over here? 19. Well, it says that, but they don't explain it. Sooner or later, every knee will bow, right? 20. The poor is disliked even by his neighbor, but the rich man has many friends. Does the rich man have many friends, or do they all worship his money? Okay. There are some very evil people that have lots of money, and lots of people hang around them because they have money. 21. He who despises his neighbor is a sinner, but happy is he who is kind to the poor. Notice this saying your neighbor is poor? No, not necessarily. You're not supposed to have feuds with your neighbors, okay? It never ends well. Right? 22. Do they not err who devise evil? Those who devise good meet loyalty and faithfulness. What is err? Do they not err? Do those who not plot evil go astray? But those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. Those who not plot evil go astray. Right? Astray to then not err that devise evil. This Revised Standard Version from 1971 says things differently, but it's a good version. 23, in all toil there is profit or work, right? But mere talk tends only to what? Doesn't get you anything. Talk will get you nowhere. Work, there is profit in work. Right? If somebody's working, you should not look down on anybody who's working, no matter what the job is, because they're working, right? I talked about it. 24, the crown of the wise is their wisdom, but folly is the garland of fools. People wear foolishness like a badge of honor, huh? They do. 25, a truthful witness saves lives, but one who utters lies is a betrayer. Right? Truthful witness saves lives. That's why they call telling people about Jesus witnessing. You can save lives by witnessing. 26, in the fear of the Lord, one has strong confidence, and his children will have a refuge. My children have a refuge with me. And they come and go sometimes. They're all grown, of course. 27, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, that one may avoid the snares of death. Right? Always follow the Lord, right? Always. 28, in a multitude of people is the glory of a king, but without people, a prince is ruined. Right? You may be the leader, but if nobody's following you, right, you're ruined. He who is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly or foolishness. Right? Right. You have to pray to be slow to anger. Patience. God will teach you patience, but he'll teach you patience by making you be patient. 30, a tranquil mind gives life to the flesh, but passion makes the bones rot. Right? You want to live in peace, right? A peaceful life, right? You want a peaceful life. Gives life to the flesh. Passion makes the bones rot. Passion makes the bones rot. 31, he who oppresses a poor man insults his maker, but he who is kind to the needy honors him. Now, that's very important too. If you oppress the poor, look down on them, you're insulting God himself. Think about that. Would you insult God himself? Not if you want it to live, right? If you're kind to the poor and kind to the needy, you're honoring God. Okay? And, it says in other places, that's why the poor are there. So you can honor God. 32, the wicked is overthrown through his evil doing, but the righteous find refuge through his integrity. Through his integrity. And we're watching some wicked people now. And they're getting caught, aren't they? 33, wisdom abides in the mind of a man of understanding, but it is not known in the heart of fools. Yeah, understanding. This says that a lot. You have to. You want wisdom, you have to understand what you're reading. And sometimes that means reading it over and over again and looking it up, looking in different versions like I do in my other 4 Bible versions over here. Because you want to understand it. You want to know what he's talking about. Okay? And that's where wisdom will sink in, right? And abide in the mind of a man of understanding. But it is not known in the heart of fools. 34. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Most of the problems of the world today are nations that has turned away from God. Right? God never turns his back on you, but you can turn your back on God. 35. A man who deals wisely has the king's favor, but his wrath falls on one who acts shamefully. Yeah, I'll wait for that, aren't we? So, there's 14. What did we highlight? Lots of stuff, huh? 2, we highlighted, he who walks in uprightness fears the Lord. But he who is devious in his ways despises him, or the Lord. Right? You could turn this around. He who fears the Lord walks up in his uprightness. Right? One of the versions says, those who follow the right path fear the Lord. Mm-hmm. And fear of the Lord, awesomeness, respect, awe, reverence is required, okay, if you want to walk in uprightness. Okay? It's important. We highlighted 4. Where there are no oxen, there is no grain, but abundant crops come by the strength of an ox. I think most of them say the barn is clean. All right. If the place is clean and spotless, they have plenty of time to clean, and because they're not waiting on any customers and they're not getting any profit, they're not making any money. Mm-hmm. And if it's a farm, if you have no, today it's tractors, they used to use oxen, but right, if you don't have a tractor, don't have any tools, you're not going to have any crops, right? The barn's going to be clean. Hmm? Again, that's just a statement, right? 7, we highlighted, leave the presence of a fool, for there you do not meet words of knowledge, right? Don't hang around foolish people, okay? Just bye, see ya. This is just not where you want to go. You won't meet any knowledge there, right? Highlighted 10, the heart knows its own bitterness and no stranger shares its joy. And we talked about that. Nobody but God can know exactly how you feel, whether it's bitterness or joy. Okay? Because everybody is completely different. Your life experiences are completely different. Right? People can empathize with you, and that's wonderful, but they can't know exactly how you feel. Right? We highlighted 13. Even in laughter, the heart is sad, and the end of joy is grief. It's like up here, if you're bitter and something horrible has happened, somebody can make you laugh for a while, but your heart is still sad. And when the laughter ends, the grief remains. Right? It's just a statement of truth. Highlighted 15, 16, and 17. The simple believe everything, but the prudent looks where he's going. Right. Some people will believe anything you tell them. That's why the mainstream media news is successful, because a lot of times they lie to people and they inflate stories that aren't true and make up stuff, and people believe it. Okay? But the prudent looks where he's going. Test everything. If your pastor tells you something, test it in the Bible. Find it yourself. Or ask him, show me where that is in the Bible, and he will. That is 16. A wise man is cautious and turns away from evil, but a fool throws off restraint and is careless. Right? You're wise, you turn away from evil. You see the protests and the stuff, you just walk the other way. Okay? It's evil. At 17, a man of quick temper acts foolishly, but a man of discretion is patient. Right? Now, patience is hard sometimes. Okay? But and everybody has a quick temper sometimes. Okay? Hey, somebody hits just the right button in your feelings and you just lash out. It happens. And it takes a lot of diligence and discretion and patience to overcome that. Right? Hated. I highlighted 19. The evil bow down before the good, the wicked at the gates of the righteous. We're waiting for this. I'll have to look into that verse because, all verses say it the same way. And I've read it 12 times and I'm not exactly sure what it means. I know someday the evil will bow before the good. But this seems to talk about present tense. If anybody's got any thoughts on that, let me know. Highlighted 23. In all toil or work there is profit, but mere talk tends only to want. All right. Anybody doing a job is to be looked up on. Anybody working, anybody earning money, no matter how small, they're working. And that deserves respect, right? There is profit in all work, as opposed to just sitting around and talking about it and never doing anything. Right? I highlighted 30. I don't know why. A tranquil mind gives life to the flesh, but passion makes the bones rot. Passion. They say that better somewhere else. Let's see. Those letters are tiny. A relaxed attitude lengthens life, but jealousy rots it away. Yes. The NIV says it best. A heart at peace gives life to the body. Right? And I forgot the rest already. But envy rots the bones. Envy. A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. That's true. That is very true. 31. It's important. That's why it's yellow. He who oppresses a poor man insults his maker, but he who is kind to the needy honors him. Right? Jesus said the poor will always be with you. They are there so you can honor God. Okay? When you're kind to the needy, you give to the poor, you are honoring God. When you make fun of them, look down on them, you are insulting God himself, who made them. Right? There you go. That's true. We have it as understanding for some reason. Wisdom abides in the mind of a man of understanding. It's very important to understand what you're learning, right? If you don't understand what you're learning, it'll just go away. And it won't sink in. Right? And 34. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Right? Turned away from God. Israel, Judah, Jerusalem. We're going through the Old Testament. in our other video series. And they always turned, time and time and time again, they turned away from God who saved them. Okay? And they would always end up crawling back, and God always took them back after he had to punish them, destroy their cities, and, kill everybody in there for worshiping Satan, turning their back on him. That's not righteousness, and it doesn't exalt a nation. Sin is a reproach to any people. So, there you have it. That's Proverbs 14. We talked a little longer than usual, but that's all right. Stay tuned later today. We're on 227 of our Through the Bible in a Year, still in Jeremiah, still talking about how, most of the people will be in the people he loves still that are worshiping Baal will be in, they were exiled to Babylon. They're exiles. The ones he don't are hanging out, and he's going to destroy them. So there you go. Stay tuned for that. But remember, be humble, be patient, learn wisdom by understanding. That. See you next time.